Hi students, and welcome to this sleep investigation practical. In this lesson or lessons, our learning objective is to interpret correlational data about the relationship between sleep and some other variable. To know that you are successful, you will be collecting and processing data, analyzing and interpreting evidence, and then drawing conclusions about variables that influence sleep. The prac that we are going to be doing is based on an original study by Yan, Lin, and Lu. This study is available to you on QLearn to download and read through at your own time. Now, before we get started, let's do an activity. Have a look at the 9 images on the screen, pause the video, and have a think about what all these people have in common. When you are ready, hit play again. Welcome back. So answers may vary for this question, but hopefully you identified that these people all work different hours, maybe shifts. Some work night times, daytimes, or they might have different schedules. Sleep is a very important function, and as you have hopefully learned by now, using the different theories of sleep, sleep helps our bodies to restore and replenish, helping us to focus and function better in the following days. Now, there are many things that can influence sleep and our quality thereof. In the worksheet, you can see that there's a 4-way Venn diagram identifying psychological, social, cultural, environment, and other biological or physiological factors. Pause the video now and in your groups or on your own, see if you can fill in which of these factors could potentially influence sleep. When you are ready, return to the video and hit play. Now, once again, your answers may vary, but here are some of the ones that students in the past have identified. Certainly, sleep changes with age. Another factor that could influence sleep is medical conditions. Some medications could keep people awake. Some medications help us sleep. Other injuries may cause pain or cause someone to have difficulty sleeping. Our sleep environment is very important. We know that zeitgebers, or external factors such as temperature, light, and noise, can cause us to wake up or stop us from sleeping. Psychological factors. We will learn about this in another unit, but psychological disorders, such as sleeping disorders, could influence someone's ability to sleep or sleep well. And then there are sociocultural or lifestyle factors. The previous slide identified different jobs where people work irregular hours. Shift work or travel may cause jet lag, and these can all impact the amount of sleep or the quality of sleep that we get. And then you may have come up with a few more that intersect these different factors. If you're interested, there's a whole field of study known as sleep anthropology, where researchers look at differences in sleep behavior across culture and historical contexts. There are some listed on the slides. You are welcome to pursue these in your own time. For today, we are going to be running a prac, and you will be participating by completing several questionnaires. Before we start, it's important to read a little bit about the study, or otherwise what is called the rationale. The rationale provides the why. The rationale provided to you in your worksheet is an adaptation from the original study by Yan. It provides a very brief overview of the variables that will be investigated and the target population, in other words, the group of people that we are interested in. All research starts with a research question. A research question essentially asks, how are two variables related for a specific target population? Before we move on, please stop the video now and take some time to read the rationale in your worksheet. The next thing we want to do is we always need to identify the type of research method or design used in the study. This is something that we haven't gone into much detail just yet, but the two options are either experiment or correlation. As you can see from the research question, it is asking about the relationship between two variables. This implies that we are doing a correlational design. Correlations simply look at how two variables are related to one another and cannot establish a causal relationship. Therefore, we are doing a correlational design. Once a researcher has established a research question, the next step is to make a prediction about the answer to the research question. This is what a hypothesis is. Hypotheses predict tentatively the answer to the research question. In other words, how will variable 1 be related to variable 2? Now, the one that you are probably most used to is an alternative hypothesis. A null hypothesis predicts that there will be no relationship. This might not make a lot of sense right now, but it is necessary for us to be able to conduct the statistical tests that we need to. If you need further help with null and alternative hypotheses, please refer to the link in the additional information section. Pause the video now so that you can generate a hypothesis for this investigation. Welcome back. In this next part, we are going to collect data. To participate, you will need to download the academic stress scale from QLearn. It looks like the one shown at the image on the screen. In psychology, we use questionnaires to collect data, whereas in physics, you might use rulers or scales, and chemistry might use volumetrics. So when we collect information about our participants, we typically want to know how are they feeling, what are they thinking about, or maybe it's behaviors that we are observing. The questionnaire that assesses perceptions of academic stress is an 18-item scale, meaning there are 18 statements. For each statement, a participant is asked to rate how much they agree on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 is the same as strongly agree, and up to 1 is strongly disagree, and 5 means strongly agree. Pause the video now and complete the questionnaire. When you are ready, return to the video. Welcome back. Hopefully you have circled your answers on the questionnaire. The next thing to do is to calculate your total perception of academic stress score. This is the score that your teacher or researcher would be collecting. For each statement, have a look at what you've circled and write down the corresponding number. Do this for each of the 18 statements and add them together so that you get a total score. The minimum score that someone could achieve on this would be 18 because there are 18 questions, and if they circled strongly disagree for each one, their score would be 18. The maximum score that someone could have would be 18 multiplied by 5. Please stop the video now and calculate your total score. When you are ready, return. We are now going to measure your sleep quality. To do this, you will need to click on the link on the screen or on QLearn and go to the website shown. Read each question carefully. This is asking about your usual sleep habits during the past month. So if one day you've maybe performed more or less than the question asks, discount that. We want to know in general what is the most representative of your behavior over the last month. Answer all the questions by entering or selecting the most appropriate response. When you are finished, you will have a box that says PSQI only or view results. Make sure that you select PSQI only. This will give you your total sleep quality index or score. It is this score that we will be using to collect at the end of the investigation. Please pause the video now and complete the activity. Welcome back. Now that all the data has been collected, you can download a copy of this data from Excel on QLearn. As you can see, shown in the screenshot to the right, class data has been collected, recording the gender of each participant, their age, their perception of academic stress score, and their overall sleep quality index score. This data was collected from a Year 11 psychology class. Your job is to process the data in Excel so that you can complete the method section. For the method section, you need to summarize the participants of the study by counting how many of them were male and female, what the age range was, mean and standard deviation of age. You should also, using the information in the rationale, identify the operationalized variables and complete the ethics section. You would have learned about ethics in a previous video. In this one, you are to summarize what has been done. For the results section, you will use Excel to calculate the number of participants in each of the variables, so perception of academic stress and sleep quality. You will calculate the mean and standard deviation of each, then calculate the combined correlational coefficient and the p-value of the correlation coefficient. You also need to generate a scatter plot and save this to the document. Pause the video now so that you can go away and complete this task in your worksheet. When you are ready, return here again. Finally, now that you have processed the data in Excel, you can practice your science inquiry skills. The questions in the worksheet are similar to those that you would get on a data test. Therefore, you should use method in the question to help you read the question carefully, look at the mark allocation, identify what you need to do to be able to answer the question, and finally answer the question to the best of your ability. Once you are complete, you should check your answers in the provided solutions sheet. This has been color-coded so that you can see what the corresponding marks are and how that looks in a model answer. You will need these similar skills when you do the analysis and interpretation of your student investigation that you will be starting soon. If you have any questions, please make sure to note these and to ask your teacher via email or in Teams, or you can post it to the QLearn discussion. You should also have a look in the textbook or the additional videos provided for more information.